I'll drink my tea.
Okay, good morning, everybody. I'll go ahead and start our recording as well.
Eric, how do I? Oh.
Okay, good morning, everyone. My name is Reverend Candace Shibata for all of our friends who might be joining us on our YouTube page. Good morning to all of our Sangha who are on our Zoom. Thank you so much for joining us this beautiful Sunday morning as we have our Sunday Dharma service. And of course, as we celebrate all of the mothers and mother figures in our lives today on this Mother's Day. So we're so happy that you could join us today. And of course, with the beginning of our service, we start with the tolling of the bell called the Kansho. And this tolling of the bell allows us to prepare our minds and our bodies to be able to quiet them down on this Sunday morning so that we can hear and receive the Dharma, the Buddha's teachings. So please sit with me as we ring the bell for the Kansho this morning. So thank you so much for sitting with me during the tolling of the bell called the Kansho. At this time, we will have our opening meditation, which features a beautiful slideshow prepared by Mrs. Darlene Bagshaw. Please join me in Gasho. Namu Amida Butsu. Namu Amida Butsu. Namu Amida Butsu. Namandabutsu. Namandabutsu. No. Thank you so much, Darlene. It was so nice to see all of our beautiful mothers featured during today's meditation. It's too bad since they were from bazaars, they were all working. They were so busy working. And so we definitely miss seeing all of our moms and our mother figures here at the temple. And we can't wait to be able to be together again. Hopefully soon in the future. So thank you to Darlene for that beautiful slideshow. And thank you to all of our moms who were always tirelessly working and always loving us unconditionally. So at this time, I'd like to share my screen so that we continue the service. Okay. Okay, so we'll continue the service with our sutra chanting. And today we'll be chanting Sambutsuge. And Sambutsuge is called Gatha in praise of the Buddha. And so I think this is such a beautiful way that we can praise the Buddha, just as like we're doing today as we're praising our mothers. And so our way in which we praise the Buddha is through our sutra chanting. And again, this is a nice way for us to still be together, even though we're apart. So please chant along at home with me for Sambutsuge. Kogengigin, Ijimugok, Nyozeyemyo, Muyotosha, Nichigatsumani, Shukoenyo, Kaishitsuonpei, Yunyakujumak, Nyorai Yogen, Chosei Mudin, Shokakudayon, Koru Jipo, Kaimon Shojin, Sanmai Chiem, Itokumudyo, Shushokeu, Jintai Zenen, Shobutsu Hokai, Gujin Jinom, Gugo Gaitai, Umyo Yokunum, Seson Yomu, Nino Shishi, Jintokumuryo, Gukun Kodai, Jie Jimyo, Komyo Iso, Shindo Daisen, Ganga Sabutsu, Saisho Kado Shoji, Mifugedat, Usejoi, Kainin Shojin, Nyozei Sanmai, Jie-ijo, Gosei Dokubutsu, Fugyo Shigan, Isai Kuku, Isadayan, Keshi Ubutsu, Yakusen Okuman, Muryo Daisho, Shunyo 供養一切死と小仏不尿苦道検証不逆非尿五邪小仏正解不不加減無臭節道公明師匠変地小国行政精進一時な量両が差仏国土第一公衆奇妙道場調節国領内音二無闘争ガト愛民到達一切地方大小新熱症状伊藤学国慶楽阿能古仏神妙世界師匠法津願の品力少所欲自母生存知恵無限浄土子孫知が信行けどしし食読中家業精進人住福建ナマンダブナマンダブナマンダブナマンダブナマンダブナマンダブかにしくどく平等正祭道本の大一心往生安和光Namanda Utsinamanda 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 Okay, at this time, please join me in the reading of the three treasures. Please join me in Gasho. Three treasures. Hard is it to be born into human life. Now we are living it. Difficult is it to hear the teachings of the Blessed One. Now we hear it. If we do not deliver ourselves in the present life, no hope is there that we shall be freed from suffering and sorrow in the ocean of birth and death. Let us reverently take refuge in the three treasures of the truth. I take refuge in Buddha. May we all together absorb into ourselves the principle of your way to enlightenment and awaken in ourselves your supreme will. I take refuge in Dharma. May we all together be submerged in the depth of the doctrine and gain wisdom as deep as the ocean. I take refuge in Sangha. May we all together become units in true accord in your life of harmony, in a spirit of universal oneness, freed from the bondage of selfishness. Even through ages of myriads of kalpas, hard is it to hear such an excellent, profound, and wonderful doctrine. Now we are able to hear and receive it. Let us thoroughly understand the true meaning of Tathagata's teaching. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Butsu. Namo Butsu. Namo Butsu. Okay, so at this time, I wanted to share my Dharma message with you today. So again, today's message in today's service has been inspired by the celebration and observation of Mother's Day. So today we celebrate all kinds of mothers, our biological mothers, our adoptive mothers, mothers who have passed away, single mothers, stepmothers, foster mothers, surrogate mothers, women who do not have children but have shared their love with children in their lives, and families with two mothers. So let us also turn our hearts and minds to those mothers who have been separated from their children, mothers who have lost a child, and those women who are yearning to be mothers. So although I'm not a mother of my own biological children, I'm a godmother to two of my best friend's daughters, and I love them and their sisters just as I would, I'm assuming, my own children. But maybe I should add that I am a mom. I'm a cat mom to two different cats. And so I think, like many of us who may not have children of our own, we might love them, our pets, and as our children, and we can be considered mothers and fathers as well to our furry, beloved members of our family. So today again is a way for us to express our sincere appreciation and love to all of the mothers in our lives. And for me, if you can imagine, many of you know that our mother Jackie passed away almost 18 years ago. So today it is a bittersweet day for me. But I think although my mom, our mother, is no longer physically here with us, it really is a way for me to express my gratitude for all that she's done while we had her in our lives. And still, as she continues to touch our lives with love and guidance, even though she's not physically here. So many of you might have lost your mother as well. And hopefully, this day too allows you to put your hands in deep gratitude to those mothers in your lives as well who aren't able to be with us physically today. So when I was studying to become a minister, I'm sure I've mentioned this before, that I was very drawn to the writings of Shinran Shonin that mentioned mother. And I was really also drawn to the fact that even the Buddha had lost his mother when he was very young too. So, so Prince Siddhartha, before he became the Buddha, lost his mother, and also Shinran Shonin lost his mother at a very young age. And so I was really curious how this loss deeply influenced them and their teachings. And I even wrote my thesis and many of my papers while I was in graduate school at the Institute of Buddhist Studies around this thought of loss and grief and mothers. So it definitely has really been a view in which I've seen the teachings, especially because of my own loss as well. So I think I've mentioned that Shinran Shonin, the founder of our Jodo Shinshu School of Buddhism, lived in Japan during a time when there was a lot of suffering. People were suffering from famine and illness and wars and natural disasters. And both of his parents, not just his mother, but his father too, passed away when he was a little boy. And I can only imagine some of those circumstances that he was experiencing in Japan that could possibly have led to his parents passing, and how this affected him as a child. and again, how it shaped his religious thinking. And so I'm really thinking about even my own religious thought, my own foundation in Jodo Shinshu Buddhism, and how that has changed. Maybe since I was little, I was so fortunate to be brought up here in the temple, and can really think about some of those foundational teachings that I received as a young person and as I've grown up through middle school and high school and college. But I think even for myself, possibly like maybe Shinran and Prince Siddhartha, maybe the loss of my mom really shaped and formed some of my beliefs and my thoughts of Jodo Shinshu Buddhism. And it's been a lens for me in the way in which I look at the teachings now as well. So thinking about all of this, I really believe that maybe these countless conditions of Shinran's life, of course, even Siddhartha Gautama's life, have played a definite role in the foundation of Buddhism and specifically Jodo Shinshu Buddhism as well. And so through Shinran's teaching specifically, um, and the teachings of the Buddha, we can really understand and acknowledge the suffering in our lives, and maybe come to an understanding of ourselves and others as well. And I hope that through this realization of suffering and maybe the cause of suffering and the end of suffering, that we can hopefully be compassionate human beings to one another and also express our gratitude as well. So sadly, I've been conducting many funeral services at different cemeteries and funeral homes. And as I prepare for these specific funerals, I always think about the suffering that I had just mentioned. And the Buddha understood that the suffering that we experience when we lose somebody is one of the greatest sufferings of our lives, when we lose a loved one. And so I think maybe again, that's why Mother's Day, it might be bittersweet for many people, because it does also acknowledge the loss of a parent as well. And so maybe for those of you who have lost a parent can really sympathize or empathize, and extend this compassion to another person, as I just mentioned. So on a lighter note and a happier note, when we think about our mothers because of Mother's Day today, and for those of you um, who do celebrate today, how do you reflect upon and express your love and appreciation for your mother or the woman who helped raise you? How do you express your love and appreciation? And so if you would like to put it in the chat, or if you want to say it out loud, I welcome you to do that. So what are you doing to celebrate the mother or the mother figure in your life today? Don't be shy. I'm sure your moms would really like to hear it. Shall I start? Maybe I'll start and this will give everybody courage. So I think today what I'll do is go to the cemetery to go visit our mother and of course our grandparents who are buried there, and maybe do an offering of flowers. And so I think that'll be a nice way in which I can do that. So what about you? What about the rest of you who are on our call today? What are you going to do to celebrate the mother in your life? Maybe go to lunch or brunch or have dinner? Or did you send your mother flowers or a nice gift, maybe from Edible Arrangements or something? Or just spending time going shopping? So that might be some ideas. So if you have any ideas of how you're going to celebrate your mom today, go ahead and put it in the chat. We'd love to see it. And so when we also think about our mothers, our mother figures, how did they show us love? I think some of the ways in which my mom showed me love was that she would always tuck us in at night. She would cook us a really delicious meal. And I think she was known for her cooking, for being such a great cook. She would make our lunches and so many other things. So when you really think about today, think about the way in which you received love from your mother as well. So a way in which we could also express this appreciation to our moms for everything that they've done to us is possibly by writing a card, saying words like "I love you," expressing them through different words of affection. And so I'm thinking about even the way in which we express gratitude in our lives as well for all of the teachings, all of the karmic conditions that make our lives what they are today. And I know that I mention this so frequently, but the way in which we can deeply show our gratitude is by placing our hands together to say Namo Amida Butsu, to say the name of the Buddha as our Nembutsu teaching, as Jodo Shinshu Buddhists. And so through Namo Amida Butsu, we are answering the Buddha's call that always says, "You're perfect just the way you are. I'm always here for you." And it was so perfect that Darlene had used the song Unconditional from Katy Perry, which I've shared before. And the Amida Buddha is always saying, "I'm unconditionally loving you, no matter how you're feeling or maybe how much suffering you're experiencing. I'm unconditionally loving you. And so you're okay, just as you are." So what we do, because Amida Buddha is like a parent, like a mother or father, always calling to us, then we put our hands together to answer that call by saying Namo Amida Butsu and sending our appreciation to Amida Buddha, saying, "Thank you for showing me the way. Thank you for your unconditional love and compassion and your wisdom. And thank you for never turning your back on me. And thank you for your love and care." So maybe for some of us, especially if you didn't grow up in the temple, if Jodo Shinshu Buddhism is new for you, maybe saying the words Namo Amida Butsu might be a little bit difficult, or something new that you haven't said before. And so I think the beautiful thing about the Nembutsu, Namo Amida Butsu, is this personal connection that we create with the Nembutsu teachings, with maybe the Dharma, even with our Sangha members. And I know one person in particular said that she loved the temple, specifically the Berkeley Buddhist temple when I was serving there, because of the Sangha members who made her feel like she was a part of one big family. And her family, they were back in Canada, and so she didn't have any family. And I think that's what the Buddha and the Dharma and the Sangha really did for her, was to create this loving community. And when she put her hands together, she was expressing her sincere gratitude. So I think that's just one example in the way in which we develop a very personal relationship with the Nembutsu teachings, just like we develop a very personal and close connection with our mothers as well. We might have siblings, and our siblings too will develop a personal and different and unique connection with their mother as well. And so again, I think that's why the Nembutsu is very special to each and every one of us, or can be special to each and every one of us, not just something that you just repeat after me. So I hope that in celebration of our mothers, we could also celebrate the Nembutsu teachings and how they unconditionally guide us in our lives and are always there for us. So thank you so much for letting me share some thoughts and feelings about Mother's Day. And as we celebrate each and every one of those mothers who are in our lives in this meeting today. And I wish all of you a very, very special day. Okay, so to conclude my Dharma message, will you please join me in Gassho? Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Okay, so I think we had maybe a few chats come in regarding what you will be doing for your mom. Darlene, would you like to share those? I hope I didn't put you on.
Sure. I just put that Charlie bought my mom flowers yesterday.
Oh,
He's being the good son-in-law.
Oh, that's kind. Good job, Charlie.
And I'm the barbecuer, so we're going to barbecue and then take her a hot meal. Since she doesn't really go out, we'll take her a hot meal tonight.
Oh, wonderful.
Straight
Wonderful.
off the Barbie. And other
Yay.
than that,
Well,
I need somebody to put something in the chat or open their mic.
yeah, maybe at the end of the service they'll get a little bit of courage to share. But I'm sure everybody has wonderful ideas. So I hope everybody has a good day. Okay, so we'll continue the service with the Jodo Shinshu Creed number 2. So please place your palms together and join me in the recitation of the Jodo Shinshu Creed 2. I affirm my faith in Amida's infinite wisdom and compassion. Reciting the sacred name, I shall live with strength and joy. I shall look to Amida's guiding light as I reflect upon my imperfect self. I live with gratitude for the perfect compassion which surrounds me at all times. I shall follow Amida's teachings. I shall understand the right path and resolve to spread the true teachings. I rejoice in Amida's wisdom and compassion. I shall respect and help my fellow beings and work for the good of my community. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Okay, announcements. So we have a lot of great things going on at the temple. So for those of you who might be graduating, we do have the Buddhist Church of Stockton scholarships available. Please request one by contacting the office, and just make sure you get those in by May 14th by 4 p.m. Okay, the deadline's coming up, so work fast. We will also have a spring seminar the following day on May 15th, Saturday, and our guest speaker is Reverend Marvin Harada, who is the current bishop of the Buddhist Churches of America. And that seminar will feature truth level Buddhism, or excuse me, practical Buddhism and truth level Buddhism. And if you're curious about finding out what that is and even participating in a meditation service, please contact the office for more information, or if you need assistance with signing up. This is a virtual seminar, so we will be conducting it via Zoom, and we'll need to get you on the list prior to May 15th. Okay, and the following day, it's a busy weekend. Please join us as Reverend Harada will be our guest speaker for our Gotane, so the birth of Shinran Shonin. We'll also be observing Parents' Day and celebrating Hatsumairi. And this will be one baby's very first introduction to the service. And our one baby and his parents will be joining us as well. So please join us for this very special service. Oh, the YABA, the Young Adult Buddhist Association, presents their virtual game night on Saturday, June 5th at 7 p.m. Oh, the beautiful flyer. And so, and it's open to all members of the Buddhist Church of Stockton Sangha. And if you're interested, please let us know. There was a flyer that went out on May 3rd, and please RSVP by May 28th to Dr. Linda Kawaguchi. And let's see, Dr. Kawaguchi's, I think, email address is down there as well. And typically the YABA would host this in person, but we'll be taking precautions. And so we'll be having a awesome game night. And please purchase some pizza. We usually have pizza at these YABA game nights. And so you could enjoy some pizza and do some online games. Dr. Kawaguchi or any YABA members, do you have any other further details about the game night?
No, I think everything's on the flyer.
Perfect. Perfect. Okay, so if you have any further questions, please let us know, and be sure to RSVP by May 28th, okay? We won't have any service on May 30th. However, we will be conducting a virtual Memorial Day service the following day on May 31st at 10 a.m. And for those of you who already receive our invitations for services, you'll be receiving that Memorial Day service Zoom link as well. Okay, keep saving your box tops so that we can help support our local schools. Oh, and we will be having our virtual bazaar and drive-through takeout. And so we're trying to bring all of, or many of the components, maybe not all, but many of the components of our bazaar in Obon virtually or through our drive-through. And a part of that too will be the continuation, I believe, of our raffle. And so I was asked by the coordinator to invite those of you who might be interested in donating to the raffle, please do so. And if you would like to make an appointment to drop off your raffle prizes, please contact the temple office as well. Okay, Darlene, do you want to share any additional announcements regarding the virtual bazaar or takeout?
Virtually, we have quite a few, so it'll be a very good program, very full program. So we have incorporated elements of Odori, some of the cultural aspects that you see on stage, and then other additions that you wouldn't have had unless we did it virtually. So hopefully you'll enjoy it. I hope you'll tune into YouTube when we run it, and then also it will be there forever. So you can always revisit it if you find a next segment that you really enjoy. Thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you. And thank you to all of you who continue to support the temple by sending in your donations by mail or by posting those to our website. We truly appreciate all of your kind thoughtfulness in your donations. And please feel free to visit the website if you're curious about donating online. Are there any other announcements? Oh, Sangha Club. I always forget. Sangha Club, they continue to collect bottles and cans for their recycling fundraiser. So those can be dropped off underneath the carport as well. Okay. I believe we have distance learning for the children. So Dharma School students, please continue to stay on while we kind of transition from the service to your Dharma School lesson. Okay. Any other announcements that I might have missed? Okay, so thanks so much everybody for attending. Thank you, Darlene and Charlie, for your AV assistance, and also Tiffany Shibata, who's getting the hang of it as well. So thank you to the three of my tech committee. Thank you, Charlie, for preparing the announcements. Thank you, Tad Shibata, for assisting me with the Onaijin setup today. And thank you to all of our friends who are joining today. Before we conclude, do we have any new Dharma friends who are joining us for the first time on Zoom today? Check the chat, make sure I'm not missing everybody.
I didn't see anything in the chat, but you do have a lot of chats about what people are doing for Mother's Day. So
oh, beautiful. Nice. Okay. So visits to the cemetery to bring flowers, a Mother's Day card. Ooh, Japanese face mask. Beautiful. Went to the cemetery and reflected on what I had learned from my mother, especially her recipes. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay. So thank you so much, everybody. If we do have any, oh, got flowers for our mom. Beautiful, beautiful. So thank you for sharing. Everybody was a little bit shy during the message, but thank you for sharing during the chat. And thank you to any new Dharma friends who are joining us today as well, who might be a little bit shy, but we welcome you to join us anytime, and also to introduce yourself at any time once you feel comfortable as well. Okay, so thanks so much, everybody. Please have a wonderful distance learning session for our Dharma School students, and have a wonderful day today, okay? Thanks so much and take great care.
Thank you.